How's it going, all you mentees? I am the Uncanny Omar, and my co-host is...
Astonishing Melanie, you almost poked me in the eye.
I was trying
I'm
to
on
do
the floor because I'm trying to screenshot a couple of things, and then I'll join.
That's it.
Hey, I kind of matched my chair.
Okay. You said the same thing about the previous hoodie you had. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your Saturday live stream. We do this every Saturday here at Near Mint Condition, where we just sit back and Q&A comic book related stuff. So hopefully everybody's having a good Saturday, Sunday, wherever you're from. But yeah, welcome. How's everybody doing? Dude, my brother got me this hoodie a couple years ago. This is the characters from Blade of the Immortal. So you have Manji there with a couple of other characters like Rin, some of the Ito Ryu. What's going on? Artist formerly known as Jesse Say What. Morning, Sergeant Savage and Philip Casey. Hello from Reynosa, Mexico. ¿Cómo estás, Tomás? And let's see you. Oh, what's up? How are you, brother? Morning from East Central Illinois. Melanie's getting down on the floor. She does. She's working. Hello, going out, Melanie and Omar. Hello, everyone. What's up, Alex? Not Saturday. No. Is it Sunday? Is it Sunday already? What's up, Michael? How are you? I love the white hoodie. It looks super clean. It is super clean, man. I wash it. I have a working week.
I washed it.
Hope y'all didn't hear that. As a matter of fact, maybe can you push down the microphone? Because I forgot to do that earlier.
I washed it.
She washed it. Okay, fine. That arm comes this way. There you go. And then have that pointed at us here. Like right here. Right here. Sort of. Yeah, perfect. That's a little bit better. Thank you, baby. I see the Dark Horse Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 14 listed. That is correct. Volume 14 will have the glossary and all the extra stuff as well as volumes 40 and 41. So I don't know how they'll handle volume 15 or if they'll just stop there with Miura stuff. I hope they continue. Good morning, Omar and Melanie. Hey, guys, what's up, RG98? How are you, brother? Oh, aka Holy Saturday. That is correct. We went to a Good Friday Mass yesterday. And work starts in 3 hours. Besides that, I'm great. Good. What's up, Sean DeSook, my brother? How are you, man? Morning, Omar. What is your favorite Superman to come from the reign of Superman? Oh, Hank Shaw's pretty cool, but I got to go with Superboy. I love Connor. Connor was one of the great characters from the 90s, and he was part of the Young Justice. He was part of Jeff Johns' Teen Titans. I loved it, man. Great interviews, Omar. Oh, thank you so much, brother. I got a couple more. I got Anemia today, later on this afternoon, and then Jim Starlin's interview will go live tomorrow.
And on Monday?
Oh, yeah, and on Monday we're interviewing
Time?
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are interviewing, and it's going to be live. That one won't be pre-recorded. Is Chipper Rudy, your best friend?
You're not supposed to call him that.
What's it supposed to call him?
Going to interview Chip Zdarsky, and he is going to reveal a variant cover for his Spidey Omni.
Yep, that is the breaking news. So
because apparently it's not his face looking forlorn.
So very cool, very cool. So all that will be on Monday afternoon, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So who is Josh Cotter? Melanie, do you know who Josh Cotter is? Psycho Cleveland's yelling at me to interview Josh Cotter.
No, I do not.
Is he wanted by the police? Why am I interviewing that man? All right, so let's go ahead and start getting some questions in here. Oh, Radu, how are you? Happy late Good Friday. My brother, Doc Holliday, Melanie used your question on our community chat or community
That's
tab.
what I'm trying to screenshot right now. I finally figured it out. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you quit talking?
Because I got an important text message.
Oh, okay.
You guys should interview Todd Diamante. You good old Chipper Rooney. Yes, Chipper Rooney Zdarsky. The NMC Omni variant. That's what, you know what? I'm going to ask him if we could call it the NMC variant instead of the Chip Zdarsky variant. I think he would go for that. I think he would go for that. Oh, man, can't wait for Chipperoonie. He said I'm not allowed to call him El Chipo because he was in Spain. That was what I'm not supposed to call him. Thank you so much for the super chat. My brother, that mic do you use? And have you ever thought about doing a video on your setup and process? You know what? I think I will. I think I'm going to, and we'll probably put that on our Patreon because I think that's where a lot of people really want to, they like the behind. That's where a lot of the behind the scenes stuff goes to. pretty much behind the scenes is usually me taking a couple of takes and cursing because I can't get that right.
Oh, I did, because I just filmed my review overview on Batman Failsafe by Zdarsky Jimenez and Mori. And it's gonna be a mess to edit. I just kept forgetting to say things, and I was like, and that blah, blah, blah.
Whoa, wait, man, you can't even say that word, Melanie. You mean fudge. Okay. I hope it's as cool as the Tom King variant covers. Oh, the one where he draws himself. I was showing my daughter those yesterday. Omar, Melanie, I need to emphasize how badly I was waiting for the weekly live stream. Oh, thank you, man. And you have no idea how much I love doing these. I love doing these. And I think I've gone over the fact that every big YouTuber will tell you not to do live streams because it kills your algorithm. And there's a lot of truth to that because they're focusing on shorts. But I don't know, man. You get to the point where you have to make decisions. And if this is what makes you happy, then you keep doing it.
If it makes you happy.
From time to time, Melanie reminds me that, it's Saturday. It'd be nice to go do Saturday things like other families, which is true, which we're going to Japan. So, that, we'll get there. What's up, Big Stu? How are you doing, my brother? Big happy to be. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm now 55. Well, happy birthday to you, my brother. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find that GIF. Where's that GIF, Melanie? Do we still have a happy birthday GIF?
It's near the top.
There you go, brother. Happy birthday, hermano. Much love to you and your family, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, my brother. Mike Quarter Irish, if you could see one unmade comic book movie get made, what would it be? For me, it would be George Miller's Justice League. And have a happy Easter. You as well, man. Thank you so much. George Miller's Justice League. If you could see one unmade comic book movie get made, Richard Donner's Superman 2. Actually, not what they've salvaged with the footage, but actually the vision that he had for 1 and 2. Yeah, absolutely. Superman 2. Chris Baga, how are you, my brother? Good morning, Omar, Melanie, Rainey, and Charlotte. I am packing up for a trip to Disney World for spring break. What are a few recent reads that you recommend me bringing with me on the drive? Oh, you're driving. You should not be reading and driving, even though I tried that technique before. Melanie said no. If you've not read The Exile, I just put it down. I love that book. Melanie will tell you Batman Failsafe. That's another one that she would recommend. I recommend We Live. It's published by Aftershock Comics. I love that book. Black Science just came out in Compendium. It's a good book to take with you. Easy to read, easy to hold instead of the 3 hardcovers. Any Epic Collection. X-Men. Legacies, I think, is the new one that came out. I am shooting the updated manga tour. It's been a while. It has been. It's been 3 years, right, since I've done a manga tour. I think the manga tour will be shot in April, and I'm having my buddy Ryan edit that one. So probably come out sometime in May. What question were you referring to? If you could live in any superhero world, that's the one.
Here, let me show it. Can I show it?
I was surprised to find out that his real name is we're not supposed to say that.
No, I don't know.
Or at least Melanie told me not to say anything.
So I wanted to show off a few of the responses from the community post that I posted this week. That was Doc Holliday's question to us. Oh, wait, let me. About if you could be at any event, timeline. Wholesome one with your family and friends was the focus. However, let's see what people said. I would have to say that Clash at Demon Head concert from Scott Pilgrim. This is from Kevin. But also the battle in the marketplace that drives him mad. I don't know what this is. One of the characters refers to as a kind of despaired wall a baby makes for existing. Oh my gosh, if I remember right, and it was something that didn't make it into the movie. I picked this one because it was unique, but I don't think it's wholesome, is it? It says despair. But it was unique. If I knew my days were numbered, says Dustin, I'd basically go full all-star Superman, spending the best moments possible with my friends and family and trying to leave something behind that'll make the world a better place, if only just a little bit. Does that count? Yes, sir. You got 11 likes on that. Comic book report. What an awesome question. I'm tempted to say peanuts. Slice of life.
Oh, that's a good
Relax.
answer with the big-headed
Calvin
kids.
and Hobbes have to go Silver Age era. Fantastic Four, the glory days is what Matt Thompson said. Mandy's a geek for the sheer timey-wiminess of it all. The complete run of Paper Girls.
Dinosaurs, the 80s and the future. Yeah.
And we've got Nightwing's Bloodhaven because Nightwing, yum. Oh, let me tell you.
What does that mean?
And oh shoot, I can't remember what the run is called. Wait. It is after Foul Satan, Batman. It's the current I get
no spoilers.
No, oh my gosh. Anywho, Jimenez's take on Nightwing's butt is perfection.
Oh my gosh, that's what we're talking about.
I took a picture of it and sent it to Omar. I was like, look at this.
I said, look at his shoulders.
So thank you guys for commenting. And Doc Holiday, I'm going to use another one of your questions next week.
Does it kill the algorithm now that live videos are categorized separately?
Yeah.
Yeah, it still kills your algorithm. And on top of that, it also, like, anybody that wants to watch this afterwards is confused because it doesn't show up on your feed. And like if you're watching it on your desktop, which sucks.
And by the way, Bunkmaster B on comics, check out his channel because he has some goofy humor and just ambiance. That's not the word as well.
What are you saying?
Demeanor. That's the word.
Japan. I forgot about that. That's where we're going. There we go. There we go.
You forgot that's where we're going.
No, it's not that.
Did you get Bert Super Chat?
Not yet, but I wanted to get this. Do you think there can be a Blue Beetle Booster Gold, Blue and Gold Deluxe, or Omni with the Blue Beetle movie coming out and Booster Gold project also in the works? Anything is possible, but I'm hoping. Somebody was saying many YouTubers moved their
to Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Which you were like people.
Oh, dude, yes, just watch the Image Revolution. That was the one I was suggesting last week. We broke Batman. Batman's back. We killed Superman. Rob Liefeld. How valid is that statement from your perspective?
Thank you, Bert, for the super chat.
I
got new gifts.
Oh, yeah.
I got new gifts. Blade was under Pingu. You get the first new gift.
Okay. How valid? There's a lot of truth behind that statement, though, because they took all the top artists from Marvel Comics, and at the time, DC was struggling with sales. And say what you will about those stories, but Nightfall and the Death of Superman, they sold books. It was all over the news. Keep in mind, this is before the age of the internet, right? So it wasn't, you didn't have a bunch of people on the internet that said, hey, here, this is ridiculous. How many times are we going to kill Superman? You didn't have that. You had the news. So of course there's some validity to that. Absolutely. I see what he says. Because they were selling millions of copies of comics and people needed a reason to go buy Marvel and DC again. And stories like that had to happen. Gimmicky stories had to happen. Polybagged stories had to happen with posters and armbands and then all the gimmicky covers in order for people to go pay attention to what Marvel and DC was doing, because they pulled all the talent as far as the artists, right? They pull what it was known at the time as the hot talent from Marvel Comics. So yeah, I can see what he was saying. Absolutely.
Ryan enjoyed your review of Ghost in the Shell, fully
Thank you, brother.
Complete hardcover. I just went out today and got it.
Good,
awesome.
Man. I'm so glad you got it, dude. It's solid.
And Rahul, Nightfall paperbacks were the first comics I bought. I love them. Hey, Lionheart.
I still have a soft spot in my heart for a lot of those stories. I think sometimes those stories get looped into, 90s were horrible. Like I don't have that kind of mentality of like this absolutist mentality of like the 90s were the worst era, the 2010, because I still, even to this day, when people are like, comics are the worst they've ever been, there's still some good comics out there. Well, and I'm not just talking about indie comics. I'm talking about Marvel and DC. I'm having a lot of fun reading a lot of Marvel and DC too. Now,
I'll come back. Keep more simple.
That stuff, like the death of Superman, the breaking of Batman's back, Wonder Woman being replaced, Green Arrow dying, Guy Gardner becoming an alien. That stuff was moving books back then, and they were doing whatever they had to make sales. And not everything was good, though. Some things were horrible.
D.
Thunderbolts
Adams said,
yeah,
Onslaught.
Thunderbolts absolutely is one of those great 90s series. I mean, and then Vertigo was just shining in the 90s. I mean, people forget that's when a lot of the stuff from Vertigo was coming out, like Preacher or not. Well, Hitman isn't really Vertigo, but Sandman was ending in the 90s. So,
before we get to Keyboard Samurai's question, just want to remind people to like the smash button, please. And are Marvel Masterworks released in chronological order by release date, or is there a popularity/sales factor?
they usually have a pattern, and they're done in chronological order. Now, the Remasterworks program, by the way, big thank you to you, man. I've shot the video already, and it comes out not this week, but the following week.
Who are you talking to?
See, Keyboard Samurai.
Okay.
Did you think I was talking to you?
No, I clicked on Marvel Bab.
Okay. So I think they're released in chronological order. The Remasterworks, they may jump around, so they don't know yet. They're gonna see how the sales are doing. Omar, I spent the past week grinding for Red Hood's legendary gear in Injustice 2, and it got me wondering what I can read of Red Hood that costs. Now his character is real. Oh, if you haven't read, there's a deluxe edition that's coming out, and it has the first early appearances of Red Hood. And it's in deluxe edition, meaning it's going to be an oversized format, man. I can't go get that when that comes out. I believe it comes out in August. I 100% recommend that. Those are stories written by Judd Winnick, who's his co-creator. And I use that term very loosely because, I mean, I don't know. Ed Brubaker still considers himself the co-creator of Winter Soldier. But if you think about the origins of the characters, okay, maybe changing the character up is what they're co-creators of. But yeah, I love those stories. The New 52 era, the Lobdell era, they're drawn beautifully. Who was the artist? Red Hood and Yellow, Kenneth Rocafort. But the writing was, it was okay. It wasn't even okay. It was just bad. But great art. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mike Quarter Irish. Just a quick shout out. Want everyone to know what an awesome guy Omar is for reaching out to me on the anniversary of my son's passing. Oh, dude, you didn't have to do that, man. I rarely get on Facebook, and I noticed you posting something, so of course I had to say something, man. I'm so sorry that happened, brother. That's I can't even think about that, man. I'm sorry. Nobody should have to go through that. So much love to you and your family, man.
Yeah. Jason, thank you for the super chat. And hi guys, this Saturday morning thing is starting to become a routine for me. Thanks, you guys are great. Any update coming on the Omni reprint votes, or even better, the new Omni secret ballot results?
I'm waiting for the secret ballot results as like you guys are. That I think the last time Tiger Eyes was in the chat, he said he was 2/3 of the way done. So maybe here in the next coming weeks we'll have something. And nothing on our reprint poll yet, other than Marvel already looking at it. So we'll find out together. Still going to be working with them to reveal some stuff soon. So as a matter of fact, oh, stop. Let's team up. Gave us a super. Is that a super sticker, or maybe let's look for a question from him?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, what's up, Black Lightning?
Thank you for the super sticker. And people were asking about any hints on the upcoming big announcement.
No, I can't do any hints. I mean, the only hint I've given already, right?
Yeah.
Like people my age and older are going to be saying, "Hells yeah."
So maybe if people don't know what this is referencing, could you explain?
So yeah, we have for the last couple of years, Marvel's been working on something and things kept getting delayed. And finally, hopefully, knock on wood, this month, I'll be able to reveal what the big announcement is. So that's all I can say as far as that, though. This is the NDA and all that. But yeah, it's coming.
Do you think there will be a Mighty Marvel, or no, just Marvel Masterworks Man-Thing sometime? Chronologically, there should already be one, right?
Yeah, because usually they do them in chronological order. I think we'll get one because we're about to hit the 80s. So you're going to be seeing things like Alpha Flight, Wolverine in Marvel Masterworks, which is just going to be crazy. And one day we'll see New Warriors in Marvel Masterworks format. What are you getting?
I'm getting.
Oh, okay. Did you ever find something from Stop Let's Team Up? Let me look here.
Okay.
Let me make sure that we didn't miss anything. The big announcements better be the Alpha Omnibus. You know what? If it's the Alpha Omnibus, James, I'm going to let you announce it. You can wear a suit and you come on the show. This is how it starts. Let's see. Omar, what's your opinion on Berserk Deluxe 14 containing the infamous guidebook? I'm okay with that. I mean, they should have put it in Deluxe Edition volume 12 or 13. But honestly, these things were already mapped out, right? They were not expecting him to pass away. So, this is the standard edition of the Fantastic Four by Mark Miller and Brian Hitch Omnibus. This comes out, is it next week? No, Planet of the Apes comes out next week. This comes out, I think, towards the end of the month. More Silver Surfer and Masterworks, maybe one day. Alf Masterworks. Is Zdarsky going to, what is this, to reveal a Spidey Alf NMC variant for the Omni? No, he is not.
Nah.
No, he is not. Well, I don't know. He might be an Alf fan. Axel, how are you? I never know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to say good morning.
There'll be a live chat, so you can ask. Monday, 6 p.m.
If DC Omnis...
Eastern time.
Yes, Eastern time. If DC Omnis of Post-Crisis Batman... Okay, if DC did Omnis of Post-Crisis Batman, would Batman be one line of Omnis and Detective another, then just put in issues of other titles when it's a crossover like Penguin Affair or so on? What I wish they would do is kind of like what Marvel is doing with the X-Men Epic Collections, is put both lines together. Because yeah, I know one features Robin more than the other, but eventually those lines start interconnecting. Like, so yeah, that's what I would do if I was in charge of mapping that stuff. I wouldn't put Shadow of the Bat. I definitely would not put Legends of the Dark Knight until the crossovers. Legends of the Dark Knight needs to be its own omnibus. Shadows of the Bat needs to be its own omnibus. Unless it's part of a crossover, then I would put it in there. Nope. I did not get the special edition of Berserk. Yes, it's confirmed that the guidebook will be in Berserk Deluxe Edition 14.
Is there a minimum issue count for a series to get
Marvel Masterwork?
Yeah, I'd say that's what it's run. What is the shortest run you could think of that has been done?
Okay, what did they do? They did Kill Raven, right? And they're doing Omega Man, or the Omega Man. Omega the Unknown, not Omega Man.
Hi, Riv.
And they've done some Atlas stuff. Hey, Riv, how are you, buddy? So I don't know. I don't know if there are any kind of Classic Champions has one masterwork. So there you go. Maybe that's it.
Blink twice if the announcement is a
NFL
reprinting of Jack Kirby's 2001 Space Odyssey. Whoa, based off
man.
your hint of exciting people your age and older.
That's
what I'm thinking of.
That's one of my most wanted gallery editions. That's one of my most wanted gallery editions.
But Omar, 50 of the 96 issues of Shadow of the Bat are crossovers.
Or no, they're not. I mean, later on, after Nightfall, they do become that.
Well, here, Stop, Let's Team Up is saying, I really do love these live feeds. Keep up the good work. I'm watching y'all and have a podcast I'm editing in one ear.
Whoa, dude, are you serious? You're multitasking like that? That's crazy.
Is there a Machine Man on me?
No, there's not. I wish there was. That has some... Yeah, you put in the classic stuff, and then you put in the Barry Windsor Smith stuff. That they actually have a trade paperback of that stuff.
I bought the Guts Pop-Up Parade statue for his birthday. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Omar and Melanie.
Hey,
when you pick up a new series you have high hopes for, do you prefer to binge read it or space out your reading? Binge read.
Binge.
Can't pick it.
Yeah. We actually talked about a video series of like what books we have binge read, because there are a lot of books that I don't realize, oh crud, it's 2:00 in the morning. I guess I need to stop reading. Yeah, there's a lot of books like that.
I got cheese Danish.
That's exciting.
Matt, thank you for the super chat.
All right, here we go, Matt. Let's see this question. We're all guilty of nostalgia goggles viewing. Absolutely we are. Looking at you, The Crossing. How did you make that?
I
Okay.
didn't make it. apparently.
Something higher than it should be because of how it made us feel in the past. What's your example of this? There's a lot. I go into a lot of these stories. And you can probably tell when I'm doing my overview. If it's X-Men, like I'll tell you one that I was just talking to one of my good friends about just a few minutes ago before we started the stream. I was on the phone with him and I was like, man, we both love the Outback years of X-Men, but until like when I joined the internet, I found out that not everybody likes that era. And he was like, what are you talking about? How can that be? And I was like, yeah, apparently no, that we're rare because we love that era. And that just happens to be our like 7th, 8th grade year. And then by 1992, we got the relaunch of X-Men. So I think nostalgia has a lot to do with that. I understand why people didn't like it because without going into spoilers, that is an era where the X-Men are losing left and right. They're not winning hardly anything. That by the end, you're just ready to give up with them. So that's one. I would say the Crossing, Avengers: The Crossing, but I still go into it. I know the problems that it has, a lot of the problems it has, but I still like that era. I'm trying to think of something else that's really cruddy that I enjoy, that I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely nostalgia. Not New Warriors, because this New Warriors legit is good. Moon Knight. Not the Moon Knight that we got an omnibus off, but Moon Knight Volume 2 when it comes out. Was it Terry Cavana that ended up finishing? Oh my gosh, that was awful. I don't care. I'm still gonna dig it. Nostalgia. For the first time I ever saw issue of Moon Knight number 55, I will never forget. The people at the comic book store didn't even have it out in the comic where the new comics are. They immediately had it behind the counter because they thought
I'm going to come back
that he was going to be the next Todd McFarlane. I'm talking about the Stephen Platt era of Moon Knight, which is only 5 issues, and he only really drew 4. One of the issues was just the cover. But whenever I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get the rest of Moon Knight now. It's awful.
John's asked,
but I love it.
Favorite Louise Simonson work? Personally, I prefer her stuff with Superman.
Dude, let me tell you right now, I'm going to say X-Men. Uncanny Omar, X-Men, right? I get it. But I get it. Of course I get it. I'm the one that said it. Sorry, John. But there's a beautiful moment in the Funeral for a Friend where what's his name? Bibbo, right?
That's an Elton John song.
Right? Funeral for a Friend, where Bibbo's praying to God. And he's like, and he says something along the lines of, why'd you have to take someone so good, God? Why couldn't you take a bum like me? Dude, that still hits. That still hits.
Yeah.
She's such a great writer. I love her. A lot of people say Spawn is awful, but I love it. And that's the thing, right? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's what you like. So who cares? People come down here to my library and make fun of some of the books I have on my shelf, and I don't give a rat's booty. Just a reminder to new watchers, Omar considers Batman a 6 out of 10. Detective, by the way, that is false. Occult detective.
You guys got to remember the occult.
Everybody forgets that part.
Hey guys, what is your opinion of X-Men versus Apocalypse the 12? Ordered it last week, not sure what to expect.
I love the artwork. I love the idea. I did not like the execution because it was years in the making. It was something that Wheezy and Chris Claremont at the time had created with X Factor number 11 or 12 with the master mold. So the idea was that these 12 mutants were going to lead mutant kind into the future. Some were bad, some were good, and you never really knew, and they would come back to it from time to time. But then what happened was, all those people ended up leaving Marvel. So what was left over was the editors, and they were like, hey, we need to wrap up this story. So Alan Davis came on board and wrote and drew some of it, and Adam Kubert, sorry, Hamza, drew some of it too. And Hamza,
I mentioned you in my overview.
I did too, my haul. I was like, I'm sorry, Hamza.
I don't know how to say this. I need Hamza.
So it was not a well-executed story for a lot of us that have been waiting over a decade to find out who the 12 were. You saw X-Man in that, and you were like, what? X-Man as one of the 12? Get out of here. So
Doc, thank you for the super chat. Recommended reading for the Easter weekend. Judas by Jeff Loveness from Boom Studios. Most beloved and wholesome story for the family. Have a happy Easter. Well, thank you for the recommendation.
Is it like what kind of story is it? Does it take a lot of liberties with the story of Judas? I read Noah, which was excellent. If you will not read that, that was published by Image Comics. It's a beautiful book.
And Carlos is saying came across Batman Year 2 Deluxe Edition at a good price. Is it really that bad? Because I'm thinking on getting it. I did not. Okay, let me answer because we know, or well, maybe people don't know that you love it. You liked it more than Year 1. Is that safe to say?
The answer is Year 1 is a superior story, right? But Year 2 is nostalgia for me. I love that story.
So I read it and I thought it was okay.
Okay. I guess that's better than.
I mean, I didn't hate it, and oh my gosh, no! What I liked more was what's the second story?
Oh, Full Circle.
But why did I like that more? Oh gosh, I don't remember. I read it last year.
That was drawn by Ellen Davis. Well, half of it was drawn by Ellen Davis, and then the other part was drawn by Todd McFarlane. Oh, Bar's here.
Jose said like it, but then don't take it.
Don't take my taste seriously. No.
Hey, Bar. So. Is that an answer? Partworks Comics readers saying the 12 not great. Ages of Apocalypse that follows it up has some fun ideas.
Yeah, it did. It did have some fun ideas, and it had some good artwork too.
Sounds like the ending of the Matrix with Neo in the room with the architect.
Hi Omar. Hope you're both having a great morning. Looking forward to your War of the Kings overview. How does the DM spine look between the Prelude and Aftermath books? Well, it's got that red stripe going down the middle, so it stands out a little more. But to me, it's a better spine than the standard edition, because the standard edition is just the same printing as the previous it's the same design as the previous printing.
Carlos is convinced.
Wait. Is that my dude? I haven't seen Judge. Thomas Judge. Was that Thomas Judge? I saw his. Hold on a second. Batman Year 2 is such a shift in tone from Year 1. Yes, it is. How are you, dude? I haven't seen you for a minute. I love this dude. Going by it, Carlos. Judge it for yourself. You may end up loving it. You might be like getting a tattoo right afterward of the Grim Reaper. Of the Reaper, not Grim Reaper.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Because of the art. It's not a big deal now because of the writing.
Great.
And I mean, honestly, Mike W. Barr, he gets a lot of hate. But if you know what? I say this every time. Without Batman Year 2, we wouldn't have the greatest Batman movie ever, Mask of the Phantasm. I said what I said.
Why?
Because the Reaper is the prototype for the Phantasm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Hope you two have a great weekend and Easter. You two rock. You rock as well, Sean.
I cringe every time you say Planet of the Apes, because when I was young and my older brother was at school, I'd break into his room and look at his comics until I found what's POTA?
Planet of the Apes?
Oh, it stopped me in my tracks. Wait, but you cringe. Is it not a good thing? Was the comic not good? What?
I don't know. Well, the comics that the omnibus that I got, that one is based on the movies. It's an adaptation of the movies.
I always think of They Might Be Giants on.
Okay.
Oh, you're staying high to Bar.
Hey,
and Gabriel, how did your interview go, dude?
Yeah, we'll wait for you to answer. What's up, Tommy Vo? Where's the Ghost Rider Omnibus announcements? I ain't got nothing, man. Happy Saturday. How awesome is it they did that Spawn Batman book? Very awesome until they announced the Absolute Edition. Mask of the Phantasm is a ripoff of Year 2. I told you. Apocalypse as a character is such a mess at this point. Does anyone even understand his powers and motivations anymore?
You said season 1 Megabyte was like Apocalypse.
Wait. There was another.
Okay.
Well, he's gone far from turning his arms into plane wings and flying away from X Factor. He's come a long way. Now he wears business suits and is making deals across nations. Omar, please ask David to consider reprinting certain gallery editions because they are selling sky high on eBay. There's money to be made. That's honestly up to them. I don't know how much it costs to print one of those and the markup, but yeah, of course. Oh, it was scary for him.
Oh, okay. Do you think we'll eventually get a reprint of the X Swords?
They hardly reprint the deluxe or oversized hardcovers, deluxe editions, but I don't know, anything's possible. They did do a restock of House and Powers of X, but that was like about a year after the first one came out.
Good. I'm glad it went okay, Gabriel. And he's thanking you for the overview of Batman Spawn Deluxe. Looks like an awesome book. I heard Claremont tell a story where Gambit was originally the adult version of Mr. Sinister. He fantasized about being, and Sinister was an adolescent that aged 10 times slower than everyone else. Oh, whoa.
I ain't heard that.
Newsweek Channel knows everything, dude.
Claremont told me Gambit was supposed to be the third Summers brother. He lied to me. No, it's not that he lied. It's just that he got fired and he couldn't tell that story.
Tony, how are you doing?
I remember, like I told Claremont, I'm like, can you just call me at night and tell me stories that you would have written for X-Men just every night? Like, I'll pay you money to tell me a bedtime story about Wolverine going on adventures with the third Summers brother. And he's like, oh, I'm sure there's a fee for that.
Yeah, you said you pay.
I say I pay him.
Will you ever do a video of your collection of floppies, Uncanny Senpai?
I don't have, I mean, I've got, 6-7 long boxes left. Maybe one day. Maybe one day you can see what it is. I soon got my filthy hands on them. They horrified me.
I thought The Reaper was based on a lot earlier story by Neil Adams.
Not that I know of. But you could be right, Lars.
Andrea has the best disguise voice ever.
In the Phantasm? Yeah. Absolutely.
Matt was able to find KG's Vader Omni and ordered Dr. Aphra Omni and CS's Vader. Is there a JA Star Wars Omni out there?
Yes.
Oh, so many abbreviations. After shotgunning the KG Vader in a couple of days, I want to get the full Star Wars story.
All right, so what he's saying is he got the Kieran Gillen Vader Omni.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Dr. Aphra and Charles Soule's Vader.
Yeah,
Jason,
I don't know those names.
Yeah, Jason Aaron's Star Wars Omni was reprinted last year with 3 covers.
I know that name too.
I don't think anybody picked. Most people picked up the Yoda cover. The Yoda cover is, I think, the one that popped and left. So whoa, that's a first. How are Omar and Melanie doing that? Okay, how are you, Bar?
What?
We're doing well.
Oh, it is not a first. Yeah, we're doing okay.
We're doing good. Hola, Omar and Melanie. How you doing? Well, apparently I'm doing good. She's doing okay. I've not missed anything, but I do have something to share from Marvel that's kind of a little bit of a sneak peek at the August solicitations here in a second. I love seeing Melanie decipher abbreviations. That should be.
I should start making up my own interpretations. I'm like, this stands for this.
Sure. No, you should not.
You went to C2E2, Ryan.
All right. Last weekend, it finally felt like a pre-pandemic con. Had an absolute blast. Hope you guys can make it out next year. Yeah, I need to look at
I like Chicago.
The schedule for conventions later this year after we come back from Japan. I may go to Baltimore. I don't know yet. I'd like to attend something like that. Yep, Japan. How different would Claremont's unwritten stories differ from the stories John Byrne puts out on his website? And do you keep up with them? I did. And somebody actually sent me 2 of the trade paperbacks they printed, or somebody had printed. Sadly, I heard that John Byrne is officially done with it and just retired. He's done.
I didn't mean to, Chris, but I know what you're talking about.
Did you grunt like him too?
Wait, right? That's what he did?
I don't know. I never watched. What was it? Home Improvement.
I never watched it. Oh, I saw a cosplay of his neighbor, Wilson.
Well,
and he had Wilson. He had the fence right here, like walking around with it. This person, Gorin's 007, loves Promethea as well. Right? That's the one you got. That's like uber tons of art.
Alan Moore and
like the gorgeous art.
J.H. Williams' gorgeous artwork.
Bart, thank you for the super sticker. I got you.
Soft cover Omar and hardcover Melanie. I very recently went through a difficult breakup. What?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So I just want to thank you too and my friends on this community for getting my mind off things. Oh, Bar, I'm sorry. Breakups are no fun, whether you're the one that wants it or not. It's always a difficult thing to go through. So I'm sorry, buddy. I won't give you any
grief.
Yes, not today. You get 1 day. Tomorrow, it's back on. Good morning. Do you know if there will be changes in the new Titan comic Conan Omnis from the Marvel reprints? Yes. I announced volumes 1 and 2, and in that video you can see what they cannot reprint. However, they are the first company that can reprint Marvel covers with the Marvel logo within the book, which is completely unheard of. Like outside on the book, on the cover of the Omnibus, they can't print it, right, for legal reasons. But inside the book, they are the very first company that can legally print the Marvel logo on each cover. Wow. So that's crazy. It's still my birthday month, Omar. Viva Peru, carajo. Well, happy birthday to you, brother.
It's my birthday month. Let's see. Then you get
what?
But comic it's from the Loud House.
That has nothing to do with birthdays.
Well, there you go. That has something to do with birthdays.
Okay, there you go. That has something to do with
birthdays. We need like a Peru gift.
How is there not one? I'm really excited for Hazard Fest in October. Really want to meet cast members of both Dukes of Hazzard and Duck Dynasty and Barbara Eaton from Barbara Eaton. Oh man. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Can you share with us some of the darkest comic stories?
What was that? Years ago I read it. What was that horror comic?
Oh boy, my wife's brain. It's not gonna be bueno right now.
Nope. Never mind. Sorry. There's a good horror comic out there.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what you get from Melanie. Which, honestly,
it was not one bad. Word.
For me, it's gonna be Beautiful Darkness. That's a really dark story, and it's so dark that I don't even like sharing it on the Saturday stream, because just the thought is dark. But if you look up Beautiful Darkness, that
she was being haunted by like
infidel.
Yes,
infidel.
Yes,
is that what it was? Yeah.
That's yes.
So all you had to say is she was being haunted, and I got you.
Yeah, it's
a good one. That one, I remember that one creeping me out, and I don't get creeped out easy. That one creeped me out because of the artwork and because of
the concept,
just the idea behind it. It was good. I like that one. That's a good one, Melanie. This is what I have to share, but let's go back to the chat really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, Barbara Eaton, right? I'll take booty and comics as a birthday gift. Any word if we have any new epic announcements today or coming up. Okay, so I've got one. I don't think let me get this one really quick. So Ryan, to kind of go on that question, let me clip this really quick. I want to make sure I'm clipping the right one.
Clip Studio.
Oh,
I wish I had that. Oh, I didn't hit the done button. That's why the screenshots weren't saving.
Okay, baby.
Once I did that, it went.
I'm sorry.
I'll forget it.
I'm so sorry.
And the next time I have to do it.
All right. So what I do have here, this will be in the upcoming August solicitations, which we do every month. And let me just put it up here if I can. And okay, so I don't think I've shared this or we have seen this before, but here is something. So I was just talking about how we need a Hawkeye Epic Collection Volume 2. We have a Volume 1, but here it is coming this October. I don't think we knew about this one, right? And please correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes I can't keep up, but this collects Solo Avengers 1 through 20 and Avengers Spotlight number 21. So there you go. There's your breaking news that you didn't even have to wait for a video for Curtis and I to do. And you can screen grab that and share, or I'll send it over to Curtis. But that's going to be in the August solicitations. $44.99 and 496 pages. There you go.
What if when I was like picking my nose when you
so
quit sharing?
Never lose hope for that Volume 2 of a Volume 1.
I was scratching. Did you hear what?
That was dark.
Eddie, what?
And it's dark because it's a real story, right? It's got I hate to say this, but it's got beautiful, disturbing artwork by Eric Powell. Melanie would not let me keep that book on
Oh, yeah. And then
she was like,
in
"Get that book
Josh
out of here."
Straighthouse's comic, Bang the Ballad of the Tiger, one of the villains, the creepiest one, is based on him. And I just, I can't. You announced it with Curtis, is what Derek said.
Ouch. I did announce that one with Curtis.
And Ryan said you think I announced it.
Dude, I can't keep up.
Well, but you're excited. You just want to share it again.
I was so excited. I got to share it again. Any idea if the Fantastic Four Into the Time Stream epic is planned for a reprint? There is an artist edition coming this fall. Did it get voted in our top 20? I can't remember, man. What happened to the big announcement? Nothing
it's
yet.
Not yet. It has not happened yet.
Yeah.
And
You
there
haven't
can't be
missed
any hints.
No more hints.
And I wish I had another cheese Danish.
Thoughts on Original Sin Collection? Not really. Enjoyed the twist and the general feel of the story. It was okay. Some of the Original Sin tie-ins were better than others. The story itself, not one of Jason Aaron's best stories. It was okay.
If Peter Tomasi wrote a book for Marvel, what character would you like it to be? I want
Daredevil.
I want to see him do Spider-Man.
Daredevil. Absolutely, Daredevil. I like to see him do Daredevil or Wolverine. One of those two. He's good. He can do a lot of characters too, though. So maybe he could do something like Avengers. That would be cool.
Oh, he did.
Jerry Seinfeld had the same issue, Melanie.
It wasn't a pick. It was a scratch of his nose from the side.
Oh, that's right.
Do a Power Bomb was a good read. Check
I need to.
Book.
That's Daniel Warren Johnson's new.
Talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's Daniel Warren Johnson's new book.
Tomasi Fantastic Four.
Oh, that would be good.
Be legendary.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Beast Lads, did you get the email?
He emailed us back.
Oh, okay, good. Good. And you just saw John Wick 4. Yeah, I want to see it. And we were going to see Mario Brothers today, but my mom and sister and brother-in-law are coming up to visit, so we're going to put that on hold.
Yay.
Let's see. Inman 40, how you doing? Do you think nowadays people only collect one format of collected editions? It seemed prior to 2017 or so, people collected all formats. It just seems nowadays people just collect one format.
No, I think it's still the same as it was before. At least people that come to my channel. Because whenever I do collections or whenever I talk about collections and stuff, they always, I have the same viewers that are watching the epic videos or watching the omnibus videos and absolute videos. So yeah, I don't think there is that. I mean, I'm sure there are people that only get hardcovers. I'm sure there are people that only get epic collections, but I don't think it's any different than it was before when did you say 2017? Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So NMC Discord, which is part of the $5 Patreon tier, is doing a book club on Do a Power Bomb and Murder Falcon, which I know you read and you liked, on April 26th.
I love Murder Falcon.
So through the Discord, people love talking about books. They're doing their own, it's called Back Alley book club. And this month, I guess for lack of a better word, official book club meeting, which is the $7.77 tier, people voted on some bad stories and maybe we can find some good things in it, right? And All-Star Batman and Robin is what we're reading.
Ugh,
yep.
Good luck with that. And yes, we made
Omar told me that.
We made a post yesterday about Rachel Pollack passing away. It's a shame. But she was surrounded by loved ones and family. And
can you list the works that she did?
Oh yeah, she's known for Doom Patrol and helping out Neil Gaiman and some of the stuff. But her Doom Patrol run is what put her on the map to a lot of people. She wrote the first trans character, predating anything that Neil Gaiman did.
That?
Oh gosh, you just had to ask me.
No.
Thanks.
Maybe somebody in the chat can help
cannot
out.
remember her name. But anyway, yeah, she passed away yesterday. I think it was at 12:45. Joe messaged me, and it sucks whenever we lose somebody like that. She's a true pioneer. Hell of a lady. I like to hear everything coming up, but my collection is 85% omnibuses. Well, see, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good day when Omar and Melanie are on. Thank you, buddy. Smoke them if you got them.
Yes. Swing your arms from side to side.
She also,
It's
yeah,
time to go
somebody
to
just
the
wrote. She
Mario.
wrote some of the New Gods too, and that was what predated
There we go.
John Burns' run.
Mhm. Are the Sandman Omnis evergreen? And Hamza got some. He's gonna read them.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe they are.
Seems like it would be. Adam's asking, are you going to read Superman Lost by Priest and Carlo
Pagolian?
when it wraps?
Yes, I am, brother. Two great creators right there.
Lionheart, thank you for the super chat. And
other than a first appearance, death issue, or first appearance in a new costume, what are some other factors that make comic book a key issue in your opinion? A key issue. You're talking about things that people put in CGC? Oh my gosh, I sound like an old man. You're talking about things that people put.
No, just like, hey,
what's it
remember
like? What's
that issue number? Blah blah blah.
No, this is a really good question
Yeah.
because other than first appearance of Nightwing, right? It's not really the first appearance of Nightwing. It's just the first appearance of Dick Grayson taking on the name Nightwing in a costume. So that's worth money. And first appearance of Deathstroke, first appearance of Wolverine, the death of a certain character was worth some money. What's another factor as far as key issues?
First time characters meet?
Marriage, maybe?
Marriage.
Yeah, maybe when characters get married, like the first marriage in comics and in Marvel Comics or in DC Comics. That's a really good one. That's a good question. So I would think marriage would be one because it changes the character. I would say like Wolverine losing his nose and turning into an ogre. No, right? The evolution of a character.
Important event. Renaming a character.
Which is kind of like
outfits.
what yeah, that's what he said. New costumes and kind of what he said about that.
Let's see. Was Ultimatum originally meant to end the Ultimates universe or just shake it up the continuity?
I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, the first silent issue would be good too.
Start of a new run.
Does erasing a marriage count?
Asking for a spider friend.
No, it does not count.
Rachel also wrote a Tomahawk Vertigo one shot and the 6-issue miniseries Brain Banks
from Helix. Oh, I forgot about the Helix imprint that DC was doing because that's where Transmetropolitan was first printed under the Helix imprint. Superman Lost first issues was great. Oh, I need to read it then. I can't wait. It did. I had to go to the old post office and get it, but it did come in.
Is it down here or is it still?
I brought it. Oh, it's right over there underneath your cheese Danish.
No, my cheese Danish are 8. I wish I had another one.
Okay. A new writer artist taking over. Jim Lee's first issue, right? Uncanny X-Men 248.
So Carlos, we'll get to it here in 7 minutes. Thank you. I'm glad you found
new status quo. Yeah, I think that's what I meant by like marriage. Maybe the first time they join another team, Wolverine. We're talking about what we hate.
Key issues.
Bar, what is wrong? Oh, never mind. I can't make fun of Bar today. God bless you, Bar. I hope you're doing good. Do you know some of the good graphic novel comic courses for writers and illustrators? The number one thing you need to do is go out and buy Understanding Comics. That's a book that I push on everybody.
And wrote notes for a video of that.
Give me a second.
No, that's it. That's all I had to say.
It was that good that you had to interrupt my brain flow.
You told me to go ahead and interrupt you because Amanda interrupts you all the time, and that's how she gets a word in edgewise. So go ahead.
No, it's not because I have to interrupt her.
Well, there you go. That's all I had to say.
I don't know what I was going to... Go buy that book, man. Now I'm arguing with my wife. Have a good day, Ogie. She's like, man, it's my first time in the chat. This guy's yelling at me to go and buy a book. And all his sweet wife did was just put her 2 cents how she was going to make a video, but she didn't. I don't understand what any of that was about.
I had more to say, but I was going to stop. I just wanted to finish my sentence.
Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics. There's also courses online too that you can take.
Yeah, what are those called? Master something.
There was an Alan Moore masterclass on dead stuff. Fighting.
We haven't fought in a while.
It's been a minute. Why are Mom and Dad always fighting? Oh my gosh. Keep fighting, Melanie. Say your words. Say your words, baby.
It is really I'll go ahead and say it.
Oh my God.
It's really complicated. It's such a good book. And I tried to teach it when I was a student teacher. And I don't remember how it went, but I remember that it was probably very strange for me to be doing
6 out of 10 couple argument. over Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics. Who argues over that? What other couple argue over Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics?
That wasn't the point of the argument. The point of the argument is like, I got to finish my thought.
How often do I hear that wasn't the point of the argument? All the time. Asking for some friends. What is the best format for All-Star, Miller, and Lee? I could not find any reviews of any formats on the NMC channel. Yeah, that's one of the hidden books. You know what, Bert? I'm not gonna lie, brother. I ain't even gonna lie. I know you ever read comic books? What's
I don't know
from?
I don't know.
I'm not even gonna lie. I wish I could go back in time and get the Absolute. I don't even know if the Absolute is still in print or not, because I like Jim Lee's artwork that much. I hate that story, but I love Jim Lee's art, so I would get the Absolute if you can find it. Is Emma Kubert the third generation artist in this industry? I think so. I can't think of anybody else as great. I mean, unless there's like a John Romita Jr. out there. Yeah, Understanding Comics. What was the other one that he did? The second one after Understanding Comics. I own it. Shut Up and Write Comics. I can't remember what it's called. Thank you, Justin, for the super chat, brother.
Any rumors of a Gail Simone Wonder Woman Omni reprint or a King Batman Omni, or is it likely to happen at all? Also, hey, from Athens, Georgia. Love the channel.
Thank you so much, brother. No, nothing yet on Wonder Woman by Gail Simone. The catalog should almost be finished for the rest of 2023, but we should see some other things sneak in there. Like they snuck in the Batman, or no, I'm sorry, the Dark Knights, the Dark Metal Omnibus, sorry. That one snuck in there. So we're hoping for a couple more. As far as Batman by Tom King, absolutely that's going to come. I don't know when. Jim Lee art, not that great. Talk about some... Who's saying that? Was that Josh? Josh, you're an artist. Jim Lee is a great artist. Words for Pictures by Bendis. Is that another good one? I haven't read that one.
Comics.
Reinventing Comics. Thank you.
Absolute Hush must be a good way to read a good Batman story, Jim Lee art.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bar, dude, all the time I realize like things that probably seem obvious, but it took me a long time. So good job. No, seriously, I'm not being sarcastic. What's Edgelord time?
I don't know. Who's Edgelord? Is that Josh? Is Josh now our Edgelord? All-Star Batman was the first publication where Miller was going crazy on storytelling. At least Prelude to Holy Terror, which was cray. Yeah, Holy Terror.
Say it again.
Holy Terror
was read it again.
What? Cray?
Cray.
Oh, the way he said it. Yes.
You say it.
No, I'm not doing it. Josh is spitting some truth. Uh-oh. We got some hot takes in the chat. What is Josh starting?
All right. Before
we
do mail call, I want to.
It was spring break. How are you gonna have students of the week? There was no week to be had. I should have been your student of the week. I'm done. Go ahead, baby.
So, for the student of the week for the previous week before we had spring break in my English classes is nope. That was the week before. Oh no, where's my list? Here we go. Kat, for being a hard worker in second period and for being honest. I'm really proud of you. Peyton in third period's got no missing assignments. He's always doing his work, so thank you. In fourth period, we've got Briley because she always gives professional answers. Complete sentences, punctuation, capitalization. Harry in fifth period, because he's responsible for his own education. And Emily in sixth period, Emily, oh shoot, I can't say your last name. SH, because they're, oh yeah, Emily S. For doing work while she was sick.
Yeah. Good job, kids. Back in my day, we just got a grade. We didn't get no student of the week.
So yeah, appreciate it.
Hit that like button.
Subscribe, ring the bell for notifications.
Do I get a husband of the week? Oh, I better get a husband of the month.
Let's see. So he's talented, but he's not the GOAT.
Nobody's saying he's the greatest of all time. That award goes to Mark Silvestri.
I did teach Omar English.
I-
How did you do?
I just said I can't say anything about bad about a bar.
Here, I'm gonna go get Carlos's package. Were there any others?
No, that was it.
Can you show the email and the address?
Yes. Hi. Thank you for our little secret review. You spoke about it with decence for the matter and such kindness for the artist. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that was a hard review to do. That was a hard review to edit because I was like, what do we keep in there? Yeah, it was rough.
And just to let you know, that is a very powerful book that not only educates people about sexual abuse, how to recognize it, but also her journey through it and how difficult and hard it is, and is definitely an eye opener.
Mm-hmm.
I
love Jim Lee's art on Hush. Mind you, I was a teenager and Poison Ivy clearly wasn't. No, she was not. No, she was not. Omar, we all know you got decent. Excuse me? I had a full ride scholarship. Go on with your BS. What? BS? Those are other letters.
See, you're good at English.
Pardon the typo, the Green Lantern Corps Omnibus. Let me see what Frank is asking. Is the Green Lantern Corps mini ever coming out? Oh, Omnibus. Yes, it's coming out. That was announced 2 months ago. And I did contact my DC, the guy in the collected editions at DC, asking them to add those 3 issues by Keith Giffen, even after my interview with Peter Tomasi. Now, he said, the last thing he said was like, maybe. That's all he wrote. And it looks like they did based on the solicits, but I don't believe solicits until it's in my hand. Because in the past, we've seen them put books in the solicits, 100 Bullets, Brother Lono, all 8 issues, and they were not in the final book. So it's not until it's in my hand. Yeah. And I agree with Jose. Lee Psylocke over Lee's Ivy all day, every day. Best duo, writer and illustrator, in your opinion. Greg and Scott duo is dope. You two are a good duo. Thank you, man. I gotta go with oh man, Claremont and Jim Lee, Scott Williams, or Claremont and John Byrne, Terry Austin. I have a lot of love for Claremont.
There you go. Look at this. These treasures.
What is this? This wasn't released in America? All right. Omar, I got you 3 books. This is from Carlos Diaz. P.S. There's also a sticker of Superman. All right. I got you the Hellboy 20th anniversary sampler for a giveaway. Dark Horse Presents issue 7. I want you to read The Adventures of Dog Mendoco and Pizza Boy short story. If you like it, you can get the 3 graphic novels of that series. They are probably really good. Written by a Portuguese author. You can keep the book or give it away. Oh, thank you. This is crazy. This is Longshot. It's an old Portuguese edition of the Origins of Longshot to add to your collection. In return, you can talk about the character and that story in the live chat. So I've never seen this. We don't have anything like this. This is like Archie comic type of size of book. And this is all written by Ann Nocenti. It was her creation. And it was all drawn by Arthur Adams. You also have Will Spertasio doing some of the early inks and finishes on this book. I love this stuff. Arthur Adams, man, this is one of the few miniseries that he did the entire issues of. We are introduced to Ricochet Rita, Mojo World. Longshot has 3 fingers and a thumb. This brings back memories. Spyro's in here.
90 Superman sticker.
And later on, this young man joined the X-Men, but he wasn't allowed to fight during the Mutant Massacre. Edison Dillon is another good one. That's a good one. I mean, there's a lot of good.
Cage.
I think most people would probably say Brubaker and Phillips. And Cage, have a good day, brother. Enjoy your comic shop. Loeb and Cell, that's another one.
So Carlos, thank you so much. This is really cool. Yeah, they're treasures.
I hope that you're all doing well. I certainly am. You all deserve the best. The Ahsoka trailer was amazing. Happy Autism Awareness Month. Take care. You take care of yourself too, buddy. And yes, it looks great, especially when she says heir to the Empire. I got all kinds of goosebumpies. So I'm excited for the show. We're like 3 episodes behind on Mando. So I don't know what's going on Mando. Have you ever raised a book over your head and said, I have the power? If you watch my overview of the what was it? Oh, the He-Man and the Masters of the
So glad
Universe.
it finally came in, Carlos.
That's how it starts. I have the omnibus, sort of. There's my buddy
That's a
Joe.
long time ago.
Marvin Perez, definitely up there. Dennis and Neil. And Englehart and Marshall Rogers. Those are some good ones, man.
Orange Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Orange?
Yeah, because she's got the outfit.
Oh.
Do you know who we're talking about?
No.
You-
I know that's a name.
Do you even Star Wars, Melanie? She doesn't even Star Wars, man. Usagi, Azarella and Rizzo. Those are good. Yeah. Lemire and Lemire.
How are you doing, CNSSA4? Just finished reading Superman Unchained by Scott Snyder and Jim Lee. I highly recommend it. Very good read. Oh gosh, I don't know.
Which Usagi issue was that, Melanie? Yeah, Melanie. Which Usagi? Lars Mikkelsen. I like that guy. Was confirmed as Spawn this morning.
It's in the back.
If you were to buy one
the
Star Wars
readers.
omnibus, which one to read? I'm a huge Star Wars film, animation, TV shows.
Yeah,
Red Dr.
yeah.
Aphra want a solid omnibus. If you like Dr. Aphra, definitely go for the Kieran Gillen Star Wars Darth Vader. But my recommendation, my favorite one that I've read was The Old Republic. I love that stuff. That's millions of years
that's
before
so sweet, Bar.
the Skywalker saga. I loved it. So that's the one I'm recommending.
Disney Plus is being sweet to Bar.
Oh, good. Speaking of Sagi.
I started reading it. Love it so far.
Oh,
Awesome.
good. Gabriel, I'm glad you're enjoying it, brother.
Mr. Nobody's asking for a first look at the Planet of the Apes Omni.
All right.
Is it back here? Oh, yeah.
If you take a screenshot, do not shoot the messenger. Oh, man,
got
that's
really
such
quiet.
a good book. All right. Planet of the Apes Omnibus. This is probably the thinnest omnibus I've seen. This is, I'll do a comparison to like the Devil Dinosaur, but it's a small one. But we knew that going in that it's like 232 pages, I think. And is it even 232 pages? No, it is 224 pages. Not much of extras. This one
smells different than I.
This one smells. This one smells different. I think it is iMac though, just based on the.
It's on Slim Fast.
It is thinner than the Devil Dinosaur. This is printed at the. No, it is iMac.
Did you say that the color restoration?
Yeah, it's
is part of
basically
the
price that people are paying for is the color restoration. So this feels like, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't go the Masterworks route with this first. They went the omnibus route because they did all the Masterworks stuff to this book.
Look and discuss minibus. So it's $100.
So $100 retail price.
That's why he said, "Please don't shoot the messenger."
Don't shoot the messenger.
It's not his fault.
I'm just the guy that gets to share this with you. But this one comes out next week. I'm about 2/3 of the way done, and it is an adaptation of the movies. So yeah, I believe this is slimmer than the Devil Dinosaur omnibus. But you have artwork in here from Alfredo Alcala, George Tuska. I think Doug Mensch is the main artist. Look at the other covering up the nudity with well-placed
shadows and such. Yeah,
leaves and limbs. I think Doug Mensch did all of this. Yeah, Doug Mensch, George Tuska, Alfredo Alcala does the second Beneath the Planet. So maybe it's Devil Dinosaur was 9 issues, right? I think this might be 10 issues if I'm not mistaken. Nope, 11 issues. Sorry.
You're triggering Matt with those. Remember, scared him. Scared him.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was Marvel Babs, right? All right. So if you don't want to pay retail price for any of these books, you can check out our sponsor. If you live in Europe and you're interested in any of these books, Walt's Comic Shop.
It's located, and the mortar store, brick and mortar store, is located in Berlin, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries. Bulletproof packaging. Answer your emails within 24 hours. And if you go over to waltzcomicshop.com, you can use the code near mint condition, all one word, at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over 40 euros. That is
Walt's Comic Shop, your
Rely-
reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ting, ting, ting. There you go. You weren't expecting that, were you?
Oh, that was so sweet. You made up for our tip. Good job, baby.
All right, there you
I
go.
wasn't. I've asked you to sing it before. I wasn't expecting you to actually do it.
Oh, I forgot the jazz hands.
There you go.
My bad. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Purple Rain 225. I'm back from MegaCon. Some of my favorite moments were seeing Jeff Johns and getting my absolute Flashpoint, absolute Infinite Crisis signed.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, Omar, for introducing me to his
Aw.
work. Oh, you're very welcome, man. I'm glad you got to meet him. That's awesome. That's one of the dudes that I've wanted to meet. Really, Hamza? You know how much it takes for a man to be in front of the camera and sing, Hamza, and all you got to say is, "Don't quit your day job." Wait, this is my day job. I ain't quitting. I got the Watchmen for my birthday. Love it. Can you name a better dark detective story? Thank you for your replies. You're welcome. You mean like deconstructing superheroes or just like a noirish type of story? If you haven't checked out anything by Ed Brubaker and I just said his name. I said Brubaker and Phillips. Why did I forget Sean Phillips? You need to check out Criminal. Seriously, you will love those. Or if you don't have an issue with anthropomorphic animals, Black Sad, my brother.
If you don't have an issue.
Yeah, an issue, right?
Oh.
Big small question. When does Marvel Zombies come? The Omnibus comes out in May. Or maybe June now. They're moving Omnis around, so it's only 1 or 2 a week. If you probably have noticed that. Dogman Dunka is a good graphic novel series. It's like Sam and Twitch of Spawn fighting zombie Nazis. Ooh.
Miss Tree, Detective
Miss
Noir,
Tree is excellent, yes.
and Reckless series from Brubaker and
Phillips. Mm-hmm. Pretty much anything those guys have done. Solid.
When are we getting a Marvel Universe by Jeff Johns Omni? You could fit all his Marvel content into one book.
Is there enough for an omnibus? What did he do? He did Avengers. He did 1 issue of Ultimate X-Men.
Mortal Kombat. I'm going to interrupt you. That's what I wanted to watch this week. Go ahead.
And that's my wife's brain, everybody. I'm just thinking about Jeff Johns stories.
No, I read.
What else did he do besides Avengers and Ultimate X-Men? And he only did like 1 issue of Ultimate X-Men. Is that it? Street Fighter film announced.
That's why I thought of Mortal Kombat, because of how good the first Mortal Kombat movie was. And you told me, right, that there was going to be a new one. And I'm sorry, it wasn't Matt. It was Marvel that was scared. Yeah.
Marvel bad. Jeff Johns' work would fit into a Planet of the Apes omnibus. Yes, there is. Okay. Is there enough for an omnibus after you talked about how thin it is? Hey, Omar, do you think Uncanny X-Men Volume 2 will get a restock later this year? And I know Marvel doesn't keep things evergreen, but do you think they plan on restocking every year? It seems like they're restocking Uncanny 1, which just came back to stock, and Uncanny 3 is coming out, I think, in May. No word on a 2 yet, but those 2 for sure. And Uncanny 3, again, it's only the standard edition cover, and it has the new spine design.
Bar, thank you for
Was that Paul?
The super sticker and soft cover and hardcover parents. Although the first night of Passover was on Thursday, still happy Passover to all Jews around the world celebrating. Thank you.
Look at Bar spreading the love and knowledge. Did he do a Thing miniseries? You're probably right. I can't remember. I know Slut did. Hi, Omar. Is there a possibility that Marvel releases a Matt Fraction and LaRocca Iron Man omnibus? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure that will come. I mean, there's not a lot of iconic Iron Man runs that they could collect. I mean, I can think of some, but not a lot. That's definitely up there, though. As a fellow Rocky fan, Omar, meeting Carl Weathers made my day for my photo ops, too. Have you met anyone from Rocky films? Oh, man. I don't think so. No, I haven't met a single person from Rocky films. But I did see Mr. T at a con. So I guess that kind of Booker T from Rocky 3. Yeah, I guess that's no, but I've never talked to him. Did you ask him, like, did you quote him his Arrested Development? Like, you got yourself a stew, baby. Oh, Melanie.
All right. Thank you, Lionheart. I'm not going to cheat. Thank you for the super chat.
What are you
Trivia question. Amazing
right.
Spider-Man issues 96, 97, 98 are the anti-drug issues. What major villain is in these issues?
Did you know that those issues are not part of the comics code either?
Because it's warning people against drugs?
Because it's showing the whole drug, yeah. Oh, Vince DiCola. I did meet Vince DiCola, but he's not an actor, right? He was just the composer for the score of Rocky IV.
What villain would? Let me think about it for a second.
Who do you think would be addicted to a drug? I'll give you that hint.
Well, Vermin.
Vermin?
I don't know.
Not yet.
Well, Green Goblin.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Final answer?
Final answer. Green Goblin. Big stew. Get it? You got yourself a big stew.
I got myself a big stew.
Only Gabriel saying the only actor I've ever met is Tyler Mane, who portrayed Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween. And
oh, that guy. Yeah. Wasn't he a wrestler?
Oh, yeah. Craven. That would be good. And Psycho Cleveland's mentioning about Jess's doggy passing away.
Yeah. I gave him a call. That's my buddy, man. That sucks. He was, when I had to put Nikita down, my baby, my doggy of 17, 18 years, the reason, I called Jess because I remember him and I bonding over pets and stuff like that. And, he helped me through that. And the day that it was a Sunday, and I called him and I decided that it was time. And it's a horrible thing that any pet owner has to go through, making that decision of putting your animal to sleep. It sucks. It's not fair, but it's the kindest thing you can do for them. The last act of kindness you can show them. And talking to him really helped me make that decision. So it broke my heart to see Patty, lose her pup and Jess, and because I know how much that little rescue dog meant to them. So yeah. So when I found out, I called him and I made him laugh, because that's what you do. You don't text, you call.
Let's see. I'm right. Because you
you're right.
Hint. Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
Yay.
Yeah, but Omar DiCola did the two greatest soundtracks of the 80s. That is true. Rocky IV and the Transformers movie, 1986.
We listen to that all the time. Ben wants to start reading the Flashpoint Omni. Would you recommend any comics to read beforehand, or would it be okay to jump into the story?
I would definitely recommend reading the Flash books by Jeff Johns, at the very least, to really get, and at the very least read. And if you're not going to go back to the beginning, then read the Flash Rebirth, not the Rebirth era, Flash Rebirth, and then the ongoing series that leads into the Flashpoint story. Mm-hmm. Lost Pets is the saddest thing you can think of. Oh yeah, man, it's rough. It's rough. Mr. Maine signed my Michael Myers Funko Pop. Mega Shremser. I did say Booker T, not Clubber T. You're right.
Extreme X-Men or Ultimate X-Men? What would be your pick?
I'm not a fan of the Ultimate Universe. 95% of the people in this chat are going to say Ultimate X-Men. I'm going to say Extreme X-Men. I'm starting to break up. Still missing my baby that I lost in 2018. She was the best dog ever. Yeah, man. In life, I think there's certain animals you have that will always stay with you. Always. And yeah, she will always be with me.
Maximus is saying it was a great interview with Larry Hama. It looked like he couldn't have cared less at the start, and then you really pulled good stuff out of him, and it turned great. But no, he was definitely on board.
It's sometimes you have to thank you for the kind words, man. Mm-hmm. That means a lot. Doing interviews is sometimes difficult because Larry Hama can be difficult to interview. That's something I knew for a long time.
Wait, or am I thinking of the other person?
I don't know, baby, but let me.
Okay.
You're probably thinking of Mike Grell.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong person.
That's okay.
Go ahead. It's difficult sometimes to do interviews, and you
like if you go back and watch my Peter David interview, that is a prime example of somebody that did not want to be talked to. But the minute, like, you have to find something that they want to talk about, right? That's the key to interviewing people. And then, of course, letting them talk while still carrying the conversation. So there are moments that you have to, pull back a little bit because they want to go a separate way. But Hama was kind of like that. At first, he didn't, he was busy sketching, and then we started talking about things. You have to find that mutual ground, and that usually that is things that they wrote. And if you're a fan, and if you show like, oh, this guy actually knows the stuff that I've written, it really shows them that you care enough. You're just not reading a script. So
yeah.
But thank you for that, man. And he's the cuts that you did see in that video are mainly him being distracted by cosplayers. It's hilarious. Like sometimes he'll look up. If you may notice some of the cuts when he's looking up, and he's like, "That's a good whatever it was." Usually some lady.
And Josh is saying also cons are tiring.
Oh yeah. That con was great though, because unfortunately for the artists and writers, not a lot of people went to see them. Most people were there for the movie stars,
the pop culture,
the pop culture stuff.
Bunkmaster B, I did read it years ago. I'll start Batman. I only remember that one line. Right.
The line.
And thank you for asking about how would someone go about joining the book club. It's a $7.77 tier on Patreon, which also gets you access to the monthly Ask Me Anything, and then the previous benefits of Discord and voting rights and access to documentation, etc. James is asking, can you talk more about Mike Grell and IDW doing Omnibus for DC?
I don't know what he was talking about, but he's Mike Grell, so he can say whatever he wants to, and I was not about to correct him. There has been one occasion where I mentioned something to a writer and they got upset with me. And it wasn't just, it wasn't, honestly, this writer did not click well with me whenever I was interviewing him. And I'm not going to say who it was. But it got to the point where he was checking to make sure that he was right. And he wasn't. But he never said, "Oh, you're right," or "I apologize." And I'm not one to care. Like, I just kept moving on with the interview. So I don't really correct people on that. If that's what they think, that's great. Where's my Uncle Raj, Avengers Omnibus? I don't know, Raphael. Somewhere out there in the Nth Man sphere. Thoughts on Days of Future Past Doomsday? Oh, I'm in. More Days of Future Past? Sure, let's do it. Now they can make it into a 35-issue multi-event. Yes, we do.
Oh, that's not the one I meant to click on. Wolverine Volume 1 reprint coming. This one should be evergreen.
That's hilarious that you say that, because it took a lot for them to reprint it because it didn't sell. Wolverine Volume 1 did not sell. It was liquidated. I got my copy from Amazon during the great Amazon glitch of 2010 for $8.68. It was just a book that was liquidated, and it took a lot for David to go, okay, well, let's try. And I remember when he emailed me, he's like, all right, let's try it. Because we had a little bet going. We're like, I said, if it sells enough, we get a Volume 2. And he was like, because he was hesitant. He was like, it didn't sell that well the first time. But then I told him that I said, but it's a different time. That was 10 years ago. There's a whole new group of people collecting these books. So when you mention Wolverine being evergreen, it's funny to me because it took a lot for them to reprint it. And that book was reprinted 3 times since that call. So now we have Volume 3 and a Volume 4 coming, baby. That's how it's done. And that wasn't me. I'm not boasting on me or patting myself on the back. You all bought those, and that's the important thing, because you took a chance on a crazy guy that actually understood what the fans wanted, and he reprinted it, and you all bought it the hell up. And I know it's a Saturday stream, but I can say that. So good on you all.
Brendan, you do remember correctly that on Monday we have an interview with the all-powerful Chip Zdarsky. It's Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep. I can't wait for that one.
I'm nervous.
Chip is a great guy. Chip is a great guy to interview. He's funny. He was one of my favorite interviews when he came on the channel the first time. So I love his writing. and he happens to be a really good guy to talk to. Because
I'm
sometimes
gonna
you
be
know
nervous again.
whenever you interview people, you never know who you're gonna get. Sometimes they're writing like
I got writing questions though.
like Jason Aaron to me seems like a huge biker, louder than life type of character. Like he writes his comic book characters as. But when I interviewed him, he was so calm and like very soft spoken. Great guy. I love him. Like talking to him, but just completely different than what I was expecting.
Maximus Jackson, he is Canadian.
Who's Canadian?
Zdarsky.
Zdarsky is?
Mhm.
Oh man. Can't we have one funny American guy on my show?
And then Jimenez is what's his nationality?
He's Spanish.
Right, but so from Spain.
What?
Spain?
You can say Chip is Canadian, but I can't say
No, it's Spain as in from the country Spain.
Yeah, Spanish.
Oh, okay.
How bad do you think my English is?
All right. Just double check.
What the heck?
So, and there was a picture from the con of Jimenez at Zdarsky. Zdarsky has like that plaid, like red and black checker. He looks Canadian. I can't remember what Jimenez is wearing, but it was supposed to be more of somebody what you would wear from Spain. Bart, thank you so much for the super sticker. And I hear your plea. My sweet and beautiful hardcover Melanie, please add Harleen to the next book club poll. Puppy face, adorable puppy eyes. It looks like Sunday at 5 p.m. is winning. Do you think you could join us for the All-Star Batman?
Dan Moore is Costa Rican. Oh, heck yeah. Spanish Canadian. Canada for the win. Oh, yeah. You guys have a lot of good people up there. Right? You got like Jeff Lemire's Canadian. Who else did I find out was Canadian that I didn't know? I just assumed they were American. I can't remember who it was. What do you think about Berserk Volume 14? I think it's going to be a sad read, that's for sure. It's the last of Miura stuff. I wish they had added sketches and unpublished stuff, interviews. I would take that.
I'm so sorry that I second guessed you. Of course you would.
The Todd Father's Canadian?
Of course you would use the correct term if he were Hispanic or Spanish. Like, you're Hispanic. Why would I second guess you?
But you asked his nationality. That's why I was like, man, you made me second guess myself.
Oh. Zdarsky's Daredevil Omni incoming. I hope he gets a Batman Omni eventually too. What other characters should he write next?
Spider-Man. I wish he had stayed on Spider-Man. I wish he had Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, so go back to read.
Yeah. He did. I mean, he did a Spectacular, and I really thought that they were shaping him up to be the next Spider-Man writer. What's up, Justin? But yeah, unfortunately he didn't get it. So they went with, who was it? Not Zeb Wells, before Nick Spencer. He ended up taking over Amazing.
When's the next reading order?
Should be coming this month. I'm working on it next week.
What's it gonna be?
Oh, it's Transformers Part 2. I gotta do Part 2 and Part 3 to wrap that up, and then I'll let you all vote for the next reading order.
Let's see.
I hope I'll be able to join the next book club. Okay, Bar, you're in. Pepe Larraz is from Spain as well. He's a nice guy too.
What do you think about Harley Quinn in the new Joker movie? Will they do older version of them or younger? Nervous about Lady Gaga?
I thought it was going to be a musical. Isn't it a musical?
What? Bar, tell us. What do you think? Because I do not know.
I want to meet Todd McFarlane so freaking bad. This better be important.
Hey, sweetie. You wanted to say hi? You got it.
There
you go.
Is that it? This is not important. Alicia.
This is.
I love you.
All right. Good morning, Omar and Melanie. I hope you have a wonderful day and a happy Easter. Thank you so much, Richard. Chip Zdarsky, X-Men. He's good. Zdarsky, I would read his X-Men. He's a solid writer. Batman versus Howard the Duck. Chip should have been the new writer for FF reboot instead of that hack Slot. See, Slot for me is ups and downs, much like a Spider-Man run. Some things I do like and some things I didn't like. I would have been with Chip on Fantastic Four though, because he wrote that Marvel. What was it? 2-in-1, right? The Thing and Human Torch. People are saying hello. Adjectiveless Alicia. Being Melanie, would you please read that word?
Being pedantic. I don't know what that means. Claremont and Byrne are technically British, so maybe being like.
Well, I knew Byrne
technically correct. Is that what
Wait, I thought means? Claremont was, but is Byrne British? I thought Byrne was Canadian.
Oh, this one's blurry. Shoot.
Oh well, Melanie.
Man, love Teen
Jeff
Titans. The
Sutter.
first few issues. Jeff, thank you for the super chat. Oh, James, at least he already left.
Our favorite video game right now is Magical
Oh,
Drop.
that would be cute, Novarg. Let's see. Anyone see the new Ashoka trailer?
Yes, it looks awesome. That's the one that they were talking about, Rosario Dawson Orange. And that's
okay.
it. She mentions Heir to the Empire, and I got goosebumps.
What's the next book's announcement? I'm sure someone asked. I just happened to miss it.
Maybe in 2 weeks' time. So sometime in April.
Get Wings like good job. Finally done the yard work.
What's up, man? That's what's up. I need to do some of that.
If Dark Horse still had the rights to the Predator, I would love to see a Batman vs. Predator Deluxe Edition.
I had a custom of DC Dark Horse book. It's got all those crossovers. They're solid.
I think I did because I was like, oh.
Yeah, Barbie looks okay. It looks different.
Interesting. Claremont was born in London, moved to Israel as an infant, and the U.S. at age 3.
I knew that he was British, but what about Byrne? Was he also British? I didn't know that. Your best movies based on a comic book story and characters. I actually like Days of Future Past. I love that story. I thought it was a good adaptation of, Claremont's take. What about you? Spider-Man? Raimi?
I should change it though. I love Raimi, and I love Willem Dafoe, and it's just nostalgia. I was so excited for the movie, but Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man I don't like.
Oh,
I need an adult Spider-Man. I like adult Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse.
yeah, that
was a good movie.
Yeah. Byrne was born in Britain, moved to Canada as a kid, and then immigrated to the U.S. Okay, so Jeff, both thank you for the super chat, my brother. Both.
No, you gotta give him
Omar, surprised you haven't done a Reels talk for Mandalorian. I think we are, but we're like 3 episodes behind on Mandalorian. We've only seen the first 3, so
it looks like Thor's really excited that they're both British born.
Yes. As
Thank you,
excited
Jeff,
as I am. Thank you for that, brother.
Info. What is coming up on the best channel ever this week?
Okay. So Sunday or today will be after this afternoon will be my interview with Anna Mia. And then tomorrow will be the haul video for March. And in the afternoon is the Jim Starlin interview. Monday is the War of the Kings Omnibus reprint overview. And then in the afternoon will be the Batman failsafe over. No, actually, we're doing that on Wednesday. That one comes out on Wednesday.
Okay.
The interview with Chip Zdarsky at 6 p.m. on Monday. Tuesday is the Marvel trade paperbacks in the morning at 11:30 a.m. And then in the afternoon, old reader, new reader, Amanda and I are joining Maddie. We're back. The three of us. We haven't done a video together in a couple of years. And we're the original old reader, new readers. We're doing the Thor by Jason Aaron omnibus. Wednesday is, what did I have for Wednesday, Melanie? Do you remember?
My review? Didn't you just say?
Yeah, that's one of them. And then the other video in the morning, I think there was some Dark Horse stuff. Thursday's Hidden Gems. And Friday, depending on DC, if I get them this week or next week, will be the upcoming or the solicitations for DC Comics for July. Oh, Maddie! Did I summon you?
He summoned you and Tina.
What the heck?
Oh, I'm with Tina.
What are y'all doing? Why aren't you at my house?
Are you guys going to play Dungeons and Dragons?
Shh. Why would you spoil that? Omar and his grandpa memory. I don't have a grandpa memory. I just didn't write it down, Bart. I mean, that's great.
So, Maddie, if none of your business.
So
Omar was just talking about over your new reader.
Yeah, so that we're going to be joining you this Wednesday or Tuesday.
I was right. We're playing D&D today.
Awesome.
Oh, and Adam's asking if you're day drinking.
Huh. A wild Maddie has appeared. They're going to be taking over the show while we're in Japan, so get used to those faces. Right, Maddie? That we agreed on? All right, let's take some more questions.
Yeah,
unless they're still in the chat. She is day drinking coffee, by the way.
I'm going up.
How do I feel about Guardians of the Galaxy Omnibus? The DNA, if you just want the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, that's all you need. It also has the Thanos imperative, and that wraps up that era of the modern cosmic saga. If you want the entire thing, you start with Annihilation, then Conquest, then a prelude to War of the Kings and War of Kings Omnibus, and then the Realm of Kings. That's if you want everything. Conan Wright's question: is Marvel allowed to reprint their own Conan material, just not the older stuff? Dang it, I forgot to ask. That was the question I had for David. I'll email him. I had a phone call with him 2 weeks ago, and I had so many questions answered finally. And that was one that I could not remember, because we talked about mainly the announcement. What's your library tour video? It was amazing. How long have you been collecting? Thank you so much for that, brother. Collecting single issue comics, that's been 39, 38 years, single issues. I sold like 95% of my collection, and I started getting collected editions, graphic novels, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, omnis since 2003. That's when I started getting these type of books. So
your friend Elliot.
That's a long. Oh, okay. She didn't put that on the schedule, so it's good that you mentioned. Tina, I told Tina, I'll be drinking on Tuesday if we're reviewing Thor. You know I'm in.
Did you finish the week? Did you say it was Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But it really depends on DC. If not, then I'll have to see. Speaking of DC, I'll be in DC with my daughter, my youngest daughter, so I have to have those videos out, and like got so much filming to do next week. Woo! So I should have that scheduled for Taylor to put up on our social media.
Thank you for the super chat. What 3 or 4 12-issue or less standalone series would you recommend to a friend who's never read comics that might get them hooked?
3 or 4 12 issues. So 12, you're looking at 12 issues, right? So I think everybody's going to say Watchmen. So, Watchmen is 12 issues, and it's classic for a reason.
Man, it's been years since I read Watchmen.
Not 12 issues, but I mean, Pride of Baghdad is great. Mr. Miracle by Tom King. It's a good one. For people that don't read comics. Thanks for yelling. That's cute. 12 issues. 12 issues is hard because you're limiting yourself to just 12 issues. And so I can't go with Pride of Baghdad.
I have to look at the bookshelves.
Squadron Supreme is quite excellent. I would say Wolverine or Weapon X, but those are 4 issues and little.
That's true.
Joe the Barbarian was 8 issues, 12 issues. This is a good hard question, man. Tokyo Ghost, it's a good one. If they're fans of anime, yeah.
Classic. Let's see. I don't know how many issues, but Basketful of Heads is great horror.
I think is that one 12 issues? I think that might be 12 issues. Lady Killer Solid by Joelle Jones. Robert Marquez, what's up, Phoenix? I have no idea what meat is, but I'll find it and drink it with you all if it's kosher. I don't know, Maddie, is it kosher? We'll find out on Tuesday. Bring me some mead, Maddie. That sounds like a demand. Please?
Is DNA
Guardians of the Galaxy
considered disjointed if I don't read the whole Cosmic Saga?
They play a big part in War of the Kings. You can skip Annihilation Conquest, which sets up the team, but War of the Kings they play a big role in. And it feels like you're getting part of the story because they're this team that's going up against a certain group of other characters. And you're like, wait, what's happening? But the other parts of that story are building up for the Thanos imperative, which they play a huge role in. So it doesn't really feel disjointed. Actually, it's a pretty good read. It kind of DNA did a really good job of making those stories stand alone while still playing a big role in the big cosmic scheme of things.
Did you talk about Dark Horse's recent reprints of Hardboiled and The Big Guy and Rusty? That Jeff Darrow
art is killer. No, not yet. I'm hoping to get those from Dark Horse.
Should I get the brand new Black Science Compendium or wait for the hardcover reprints coming out later this fall?
It depends what kind of collector you are. Do you just want to read it? This is the cheapest way to get it. Would be the Black Science Compendium right here. If you want me to, I can do an overview of this. I just put it up there because I got it in a couple days ago. It is $59.99, but each of those hardcovers, I believe, is $39 or actually probably $49 now. So really, it depends on what kind of collector you are. If you don't mind compendium soft covers. A lot of people fear the crease in the spine of these. But keep in mind, even Black Science, the first printing of the first hardcover, had bad binding on it. I almost suggested Punk Rock Jesus. That was a good one, but some people don't like black and white, which is crazy.
All-Star Superman or Superman
Dang
Birthright?
Oh, that was a good one. All-Star Superman. You know, and we did an old reader, new reader on Superman Birthright. It made me realize that I have a lot of nostalgia for that story. But reading it this time around, like the last time around, which was 2 or 3 years ago, I realized that, you know, it's not as good as I remember. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. And those moments with his parents on Krypton, and then, that still gets me, that last line.
So I felt about Why the Last Man.
But I still recommend it. But I would have to go with All-Star Superman, because that really feels like a pocket universe, that it could take place at any given time. Whereas Superman Birthright, you see a lot of modernization to his history.
Let's see. So Mandalorian, hey, and thanks for asking.
What's up, dude?
About They Might Be Giants concert. It was okay. I didn't want to get like in the middle of the crowd with the girls, right? We went to the balcony. We half of the show we missed. We couldn't see. So, but I'm glad they got to see at least see them live for a bit.
And at this moment, I just want to remind people to smash that like button, please. That goes a long way for long videos like this.
Was Welcome Back, Frank, 12 issues?
It was 12 issues. Mm-hmm.
Since I know you're a Danny Ketch GR fan, I just started reading the trades of the new Ben Percy GR series. The first one is really good. No catch, but good. Second one comes out soon.
Yeah, I have the second one. I just got it in from Marvel.
Ghost Rider.
And I agree. Like, so Benjamin, I have this fear of Benjamin Pearson because he always hooks me with the first couple of issues. I'm like, ooh, that's good. I felt the same about Wolverine. I felt the same about X-Force and his Green Arrow. Then the second arc starts, and I'm like, not as good as the first one. Then the third arc is like, oh my gosh, what am I doing even reading this? Fourth arc gets me back. I'm like, oh, this is good still. So I have a fear that Ghost Rider will be like that. I thought Ghost Rider was a miniseries, and there are a lot of things that it's rated teen plus that I thought, man, this, maybe I'm getting older, but it feels like mature content. But I loved it, man. I'm with you. I thought it was great. So can't wait to read the second one. There was somebody. Yes. What should I read after Batman, Jeff Loeb, and Tim Sale Omnibus? If you want to continue the Jeff Loeb storytelling, Hush, Batman Hush, which is Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. After that, go back to read Year One, and then some other classic stories like Nightfall if you want to. I know I mentioned it before. I'd like to be a comic writer. What comic company should I write for?
Gabriel, I'd say start small, right? Like an independent publisher, because I'm sure there's so many people going for like the big ones, right? So like start small and work up a portfolio, work up, build a name for yourself, right?
Marvel.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I think most writers will probably tell you that too. Like eventually they want to build a name for themselves. There is a pattern, which is insane to think about. Let's look at the pattern. The pattern is start small, start independent, get big, go with one of the big two, go back to independent to make that money. Like, does everybody else see this pattern? Like, it feels like the big names that are doing independent stuff these days, their name was put on the map because of Marvel and DC. And I know there's a big division when it comes to these things, like, you know, people not getting royalties for creations that have now been adapted into movies. And I understand that, but it's also work for hire, right? Like, when Ed Brubaker was talking about The Winter Soldier, how he didn't get a big check for that, I understand where he's coming from, but also it's a company that he's working for that in the contract, it's contract for hire. Whatever you create belongs to that company. That IP now belongs to that company. But if it wasn't for Marvel Comics, if it wasn't for Captain America or his run on Daredevil, a lot of people would not have checked out his independent stuff like Criminal. And now he's huge. Now he's like, I don't have to go back to the big two. And that seems to be the pattern. You start small, get popular enough to get noticed by editors. Editors like, hey, you want to write Spider-Man? Yeah, I'll come write Spider-Man. But you go back to where the money is, and the money is in the independent comics, because then you're like opted out for a movie and it's your movie, so you're like, oh man, I hope it works out for you, Gabriel.
The only Grant Morrison I've read is All-Star Superman #1, the floppy. What do you consider his top 5 runs?
Morrison's runs? Oh my gosh, brother. Okay, this is hard because I always think about this. Their most normal run that I can think of, like the most normal superhero, got to go with JLA. Got to recommend Grant Morrison's Animal Man. Animal Man changed the way that I thought about comics when I thought, oh my gosh, comics are so much more than just superheroes, which is small. It's like a small taste of Vertigo comics. I got to go with the Invisibles. I love that run. That is bonkers. It's crazy. See, but then I have to recommend their Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is solid. Now, for the 5th choice, I could play it safe and say New X-Men, because New X-Men is what kind of brought me back to comics. And their run on Batman was solid too. But instead of that, I'm gonna say We 3. It's their own little Vertigo title. It's Homeward Bound meets science fiction. I loved it. I love Darwin Cook's start off point with Ego. What was his resume to get started at DC? What did he? Darwin Cook did some stuff for.
No, he's saying that was his resume to get started at DC.
Oh, okay, that was his resume. Okay, I thought he had done some stuff with Matt Wagner on Grindel, or am I thinking of Tim Sale? Maybe it was both of them.
What's your top 5 Jim Aparo
goodness.
Batman stories? I love 10 Nights of the Beast, those covers.
Yep.
Batman 416 has the first great Batman Nightwing discussion.
Yes.
So many stories drawn by my favorite Bat artist.
Okay, so you like a lot of the same stories I do, and I believe both of those were written by Jim Starlin. That conversation between Batman and Nightwing was phenomenal, especially after what happened to Jason Todd. I gotta go with my childhood, so
Highlighting the link.
Sam Beast
Josh
is good.
put it in the chat.
That's a good one. That's a good choice. I actually enjoyed his Nightfall. I love his artwork in Nightfall.
That's awesome, Carlos.
Some Brave and the Bold. Like that's some good Jim Aparo stuff. And I did not like Grant Morrison's Judge Dredd. Could you tell that in the video? Because I was curious what you all thought across the pond about their work on Judge Dredd. I was not a fan of that. Oh man, the Death in the Family. I love the way that he drew the Joker. And what is that? The story with the Scarecrow. Oh gosh, and it has Tim Drake coming in as Robin, or was that Brayfogle? No, that wasn't Detective. That was Brayfogle. So, I would say the that
Lost.
Nightwing story. That one's good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, that's a good one too. You put Grant Morrison's Claws up there, wouldn't you? That's coming out in a complete hardcover format.
Ooh.
No, it's okay, Bert. Dude, listen. Grant Morrison started using the they pronouns.
You said programs.
2-3 years ago, and all my life, Grant Morrison has been him, right? And I slip up all the time, dude. So, yeah. I slip up all. So don't even sweat it, man. I'm not gonna call you out on that.
Ben had a question. Did you ever read Tank Ran by JMS and put out through Image? It's one of my favorite underrated series by him.
Oh, it's got Ben Templesmith artwork. No, I did not. The one that I think is very underrated is the Midnight Nation. It's an excellent book.
Matt, thank you for the super chat. Asking again, how do you choose what to read next?
Well, Matt, for me, it's pretty easy these days because I have to do overviews of books. So I'm like, I got to get this stack read. Got two huge stacks upstairs of Dark Horse, and I've got some Dynamite comics in there and Marvel comics. Before that, Batman and the Outsiders had some good Aparo artwork too. Forgot about that. Before that, I just
just whatever I'm interested in.
I would go down to
I'll have
my
a good answer.
basement and pick out some books to read. That's it.
Throughout the years, I've learned specific creators that I'll go for something thinking like, oh yeah, I like their style. So yeah. Jay's saying for with the Blue Beetle movie, could we be getting a Jamie Reyes Omni, since I know he's had a few ongoing books?
He has. I mean, there's enough material for some, but I think they're concentrating on trade paperbacks right now. So yeah. I'm currently reading Wonder Woman Earth 1 by Morrison. I'm really quite enjoying that. So that's got some great artwork by Yannick Paquette. I like the artwork in that. Rafael Cardona. Yeah, Jim Aparo on The Outsiders was solid too. Weed 3 made me shed a tear. Haven't read Invisibles, but I hear it's not an easy read. It's actually a tougher read than the their run on Doom Patrol. And if you read Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol, you know how out of this world it is. Yeah. I mean, there's a character named Danny the Street, who's a street in Doom Patrol. I love it though. But Invisibles is another level of just insanity.
Hi, thank you, John. Any news yet on the Transformers rights?
Nothing that I can say for sure. I think a lot of people have kind of guessed where it's going. I can't believe we still don't have the news, man. What is going on with that?
Quick question: does Mark Waid Boom Studios work has it been collected in oversized hardcover? Not
oversized. Even the Kickstarter, they decided to do standard size hardcover for both Irredeemable and Incorruptible. So
what?
The gender queer.
You do love it.
A lot of people do. Danny's like, and that episode that they did on Doom Patrol and the TV show was adapted. Awesome. I loved it.
Oh, that's
yes.
Like,
if you haven't seen Doom Patrol, that's one of the best adapted comic book TV shows ever. Like what they've done with that show. What's up, Brian? Omar, when are we going to get an omnibus announcement again? Is that why you came, man? You can't come and say hi. I would say 2 weeks from now, is because I'll be probably recording next week, and then 2 weeks from now is when they'll start.
Laughing Man's wondering when Venomnibus Volume 4 is going to come out.
Me too. It would be Agent Venomnibus, though, right?
Ooh, you got a Beast Wars toy figure.
What was it? Which one?
Have you ever asked Marvel if they would include a bookmark ribbon in their Omnis? Nobody's reading 1,000-page Omnis in one sitting, and we're sure not using the dust jacket to mark our place.
It's not the Marvel ways, what I was told a while back. Maybe they want you to buy a Marvel bookmark. It's a win-win, right? No free ribbon for us, and we get to purchase a Marvel bookmark. Yeah, but I was told that it's not a Marvel way.
Jaggernaut's asking, thinking about my next purchase, War of Kings Omni or Sarah and Sentient hardcovers? I like Sarah. It's a quick read. So maybe if you want something.
Sarah and Sentient, if you've not read those, seriously. And I love War of Kings. I think War of Kings is excellent. But I would go with those.
Transformers goes to Robert Kirkman image, the rumor is. I kind of don't buy
it. It's funny that all the writers and artists that are currently working on the books know who's signing their checks, but they can't say a word either because of NDAs.
What would be the best starting point of reading Booster Gold?
Dan Jurgens. There's actually no, they're hardcovers. They're 2 standard size hardcovers for the Booster Gold series that he did in the 80s. And that's really the beginning of Booster Gold.
Any news on Bitter restock?
Nothing yet, but I hope they fix the binding issue, which sucks.
He did not contact Mossy and Hammer for interviews ahead of time because of the just hoping to interview him at the con.
So usually what I do is I network first. Like I get to these people before the con opens, and I talk to them, and then I ask them, whenever they're free, they kind of get an idea of how the day's going to go, and then they're like, hey, how about you come back here and ask me at this time? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And that's usually how it goes. Sometimes I try to contact people ahead of time, and even their handlers, they're people that handle all their interviews, but those people hardly ever get back to me. I picked up Wolfgang, saw it on clearance. I don't think I've ever owned that one in the late 90s. Still have my old Transformer figures and tech spec box packed up in a bunch of rubber. Dude, that's what's up. You have
Rubbermaid bins.
you have the tech specs. Is Wolfgang? Is he the yellow and black or the gray and blue? I can't remember which one because there were two of them. Have my Jurgens booster in the showcase with a double dip on the early stuff in color in the Hachette hardcover. I didn't know Hachette did those.
Right now, I am reading 20th Century
Sweetheart.
Boys, and I've got one more volume of the deluxe editions. What are they called? The bigger ones where it's like three
They're-
volumes in one.
They're not hardcovers, but they're
Yeah.
2 volumes in one. In that one.
Oh man, that's I can't stop reading. It's so good. 20th Century Boys.
Morning, love you. What's up, Jake?
It's a manga.
This is Brave and the Boys. Jake, they have their own YouTube channel. Him and Jordan, really good group. Almost said good group of kids. Good group of young men.
We got 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. TMNT Compendium or IDW hardcovers. Oh, IDW hardcovers. And I love the early stuff, but the IDW stuff is solid, especially when you get to volume 2 of the hardcover. I would have pushed back on the answer, not the Marvel way, as an answer for Omnis not having bookmarks because that sounds like a BS answer. I'm just telling you exactly what I was told, man.
This Wolfgang is
Gray and blue.
Wolfgang,
Okay.
Wolfgang.
So I had both of those at one time. I am mad. Besides Annihilation, is there another story where Annihilus is a big baddie? Oh, not Last Annihilation. What the heck is that one story called that nobody cared about? It was like Marvel celebrating another Annihilation book. What was
Signature
it?
line.
I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. Not Last Annihilation, because that's the Al Ewing one. And Annihilation something. And read Jonathan Hickman's run on Fantastic Four.
C2 Keyboard Samurai. Yes, I'm going to read that soon because, man, yeah, he's a great creator.
That one.
Sent you Legend of the Hawkman.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. That's right. He did.
Mm-hmm. Any Grail books you're looking for?
I'm always looking for books. Essex County in hardcover format. A lot of Basara. It's a manga. Trying to think of what I think it's always fun to go on the hunt for these things. I've been searching for Basara. For you don't need bookmarks. I tear it out.
You just tear each page out after I read it.
She used to dog mark my book or dog ear my books. Remember that? And I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, D-Rock.
What's up, D-Rock? I think it's always fun to do a search for these books, right? What's his name? Riley, my buddy, the Omnibus collector, who's a manga collector now. He's going through this whole thing where he wants to collect all these manga books, and I'm like, man, it's taken me like 19. I've been searching for some of these books for over 2 decades, and he's told me he finally finished one series that he just found out about like last year, and I was like, dang, I've been looking for some of those books for 2 decades of my life. But I think that's fun, though. I think you constantly need to keep wells out there. Because if you own everything, what's the fun in that? Maybe I'm just saying that because I don't own everything. As a Fantastic Four fan, I always thought Annihilus deserved more love. I think he's great. Oh, yes, I have. Radu. I love Scurry. Your girls and the child in you will love it. I love Scurry. I pushed his Kickstarter, and he actually sent me another set after my video went live because it sold so many copies for him. And now it's published over by Image Comics. So anybody can read the Scurry. Annihilation Scourge. Thank you, nobody. That's what it was called.
Mm-hmm. Bar, I think this is a good question for the chat. What are good alternatives for Book Depository now that's closing down with free shipping and cheap prices?
Well, Book Depository was owned by Amazon, wasn't it? Isn't that the way it worked? And is it usually in Australia where people were getting Book Depository books?
Yeah,
I really don't know because I'm not sure about that. That's a question for the Aussieverse people, which will be on their channel the last Saturday of the month at 8 a.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, our time.
Which one is the Mark Miller?
It's a Fantastic Four one that you pulled out earlier. Top 5 McFarlane books: Spider-Man, based on art, right? Not writing. Spider-Man, Spawn, Hulk, Batman, G.I. Joe. Even though he didn't do that many issues of the G.I. Joe, just did a couple of issues of G.I. Joe.
Rahul, I'd say you probably know if you could get away with read comics. At
Oh,
work.
I used to take my comics to work.
I read comics at work
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago.
I used to take my comics at work. I am having trouble for finding a reasonably priced copy of Transformers IDW Phase 2 number 5, but prices are through the roof. Do you know why when all the other issues are pretty reasonable? They shouldn't be. They're going out of print, and they can't reprint them because they lost the rights. So any book that one probably had a smaller print run than the others. So that's what's going on. Much props from Venezuela. Thanks to you. I've read my favorite. Dude, I'm so happy about that, Alex. Thank you so much for that, man. Ghost in the Shell, complete hardcover or the box set. I like the paper stock and the box set better. Just my 2 cents. Adjectiveless Spider-Man is not good, but it did have some great artwork, though. Like the one where he wore the black outfit. Remember that? Dude, I've taken Omnis to work too, brother.
Would you recommend Jeff Lemire's Animal Man?
Yeah, I'd recommend Grant Morrison's more, but Jeff Lemire's Animal Man is solid. Probably just went out of print.
It's 101.
Oh, it's a 101. Okay. Image ever confirmed the reprint date for the Spawn OHCs? No, not yet. And it's not just Image, it's also McFarlane's people. Infinity Incorporated by McFarlane. It's a good one. Invasion was another good one with McFarlane art.
How many more questions?
Let's do 3 more questions. 3 more questions, baby.
Here you go.
Oh, I get to pick them. Should I read Judge Dredd? Yes. Omar, why do you think we have so little collected for Spidey secondary titles? A lot of issues missing from Marvel Unlimited also. Probably because they haven't gotten that far yet. Yeah. Oh, Carlos, that's such a good question. The Nausicaa box set seems like a good buy. Is it better than the movie? Yes, in the same way that Akira's better than the movie. Because Miyazaki finished it a decade after the movie came out. Because he didn't finish the story. As a matter of fact, the Nausicaa movie is only about a third of the story because it goes big into the mythos of the whole land and the Omu. Yeah,
Man,
it's
that's
good.
such a good story.
And it's a heartbreaking story too because not everybody gets to live. Just be prepared for that. We missed you, Pranavesh. I'm usually against that mentality that the 90s was only good art and BS story, but I guess McFarlane's Spider-Man applies. Well, not all of them, right? Because there are some good writing. Like, there's some good writing in there. Admit it, even though you are the Uncanny Omar, there are times you love Doom over Magneto. Oh, yes. Absolutely, but Magneto still gets it, though. You too, my brother. Have a nice Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Happy Passover. And thank you
Thank
guys
you,
so
Hamza.
much for joining us.
Thank you, Bar. I hope you get better.
And all the positivity.
I guess that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit that like button on the way out. Check out cheapgraphicnovels.com. Tell them Near Mint Condition sent you their way. Check our social media for our schedule, and then sometimes that has to be updated. So thank you, Josh, for being here. Thank you for our moderators in the chat for keeping it clean. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. That's it. Go home. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. Bye, everybody.
Stay minty.